Podketeers.
Here we go. Doodle, 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 doodle. Dodgers won the game tonight. Mel is happy.
Yes, I am.
You know the misheard lyrics in that song?
Which ones?
No.
Think of a Wonderful Pie?
No, it's let me look up what the original lyric is.
Think of Christmas.
No,
think
it's
of
in
snow.
the take the path that moonbeams make is the original lyric, but some people hear it as think of Batman pooping snakes.
So that's not what it says?
That's not. They don't say think of Batman pooping snakes. No.
Well, I've been wrong my entire life then.
We've been lied to.
I was lied to. How dare they? Man.
What if Batman pooped snakes? That'd be crazy.
Wouldn't it? He'd be tired of those mother-father snakes.
Monkey fighting snakes.
Monkey fighting
on this Monday to Friday plane.
Yes.
That's the TV one. That's my favorite thing.
That's funny. Hey, so we're rapidly approaching Halloween, and I guess now the World Series with the Dodgers. Who's going to face the Dodgers in the World Series?
We don't know.
Oh, when do you find out? Who are the two teams that are potentially going to face the Dodgers?
Either it's going to be Seattle Mariners or Toronto Blue Jays. But right now, they still have like a few games to play because it's been a tight series.
Because the season lasts 26 months?
They just can't get the job done. I can say that because the Dodgers swept. I'm just saying.
They swept. Interesting.
Yes.
Who did they face?
Brewers.
Okay. So if you had a choice between the Blue Jays and the Mariners to face the Dodgers in the World Series, who would you prefer?
Oh, Mariners.
West Coast, baby.
Because it's a West Coast game, or because they're just easier to beat?
I don't know. They've been playing pretty well, so I mean, I think I would want to see them, not
Nice.
Toronto.
Well, all right.
Because that means me go to Canada, so no.
West Coast, best coast.
All right. I guess
Sorry,
I guess it's time to
friends.
root for the Dodgers again.
Mm-hmm.
So go Dodgers. I knew something was up earlier because I was working, and then all of a sudden I hear
Hello, I'm a car.
And I knew something good was happening, and it didn't click right when I first heard it. And then after about a minute of all the noise, I kind of realized, the Dodgers must have won because, I forgot.
Do you think you would hear the
game
same noises if they lost?
No.
Or do you think there would be different noises?
There wouldn't be any noise.
There wouldn't be anything, I think.
There wouldn't be like people out in the streets like crying,
No.
just loud
Nah.
crying.
Probably
we
grabbing
didn't
an extra
win.
beer or
Put 'em
something,
up.
but that's it.
Pull them up. Somebody pull my tail.
No.
So if they had lost tonight, would there still games to go?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but they just did it 3 up, 3 down sort of deal.
4 up.
Oh, 4.
And
So
they pretty much
Because it's out of
beat
7.
it's out of 7.
Yeah.
I don't know, baseball.
And they beat the number 1 team that had the best record in all season, like the number 1 seed. So
That's
for that
right.
to happen,
Yeah. And it was the Brewers, you said?
yeah,
So
From Milwaukee.
yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe the Brewers were,
I don't know.
Tossing a couple
'cause
back.
It definitely wasn't Bureau. Wasn't Bureau. Allegedly. Hey, speaking of our Bureau, My order
Yeah.
is coming in tomorrow, as a matter of
Nice.
fact. Have you gotten yours yet, Mel?
I just got mine.
Oh, nice. Have you
Just
had
got
any
it.
yet?
Nope, I'm waiting.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to get yours.
Okay, so then I will save it for the next recording so we can try it during the next recording then. I think you're right, though, that we potentially would have to pour it off camera and then
Yeah.
like into a cup and drink it from a cup or something, because I think it would violate some rules, even though it's non-alcoholic.
It's soda.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, though,
But we're not
So
sponsored, so we can't really.
yeah.
Stuff?
But here's the thing.
we could be.
It's non-alcoholic, but I ended up getting both items, but I had to go to both websites. Like I got the
coffee and
beer
the-
from Bureau, and then the coffee I had to get from Happy, or from the company that they collaborated
Yeah,
with Bureau
Happy,
for the
yeah.
coffee. That one I don't
dopey.
even know when it's coming in, but at some point I'll have that too. The funny thing was, when I placed my Bureau order, there was a check mark that had me validate that I was 21 years old in order to purchase it.
Interesting.
And
Yeah.
it's non-alcoholic.
You got that. I didn't.
Yeah, but a
Wait,
check.
what?
But was it just a check
I did
box?
not get that.
Yeah, it was just a checkbox that said, I certify that I'm like, or something like that. It said like I'm 21 years old or something like that. Like I confirmed that I'm 21 years old or something. I didn't realize that I was gonna get carded. The other thing, I went to pick up an order. I was on the phone with my buddy Juan, and we were laughing because the guy came over to the car and he was giving me my order. And I had, some coffee and some other stuff, on there, and I had these like, little sports beans and stuff like that, because I needed like the caffeine and stuff like that. And the guy's like, I need to see your ID. I'm like, for what? I don't have any alcohol or anything. He's like, no, because you have caffeine. I was like, for what? He's like, yeah, we're asking for ID because you got these like jelly beans with caffeine or something. I was like, because they're energy candy, I had to show my ID to validate that I was an adult. I was like, what is this world? For non-alcoholic beer, I'm getting like check carded on the internet, and then I'm getting carded for jelly beans. This has never happened to me before. It's crazy. Next thing you know, they're gonna be like, sir, your watermelon Jolly Ranchers need to be validated. Can we see if you're 21 yet?
Right? Your M&Ms and all that stuff.
We're
I don't
saving
know.
you from the diabetes. Which I guess is a good thing if that's really what they're trying to do, right? Let's see. Oh, by the way, couple updates here. So remember I told you I was gonna be helping out with an event, and it was kind of like a Star Wars theme, and I wanted to make a bigger version of this one.
Okay,
This little bust of today.
Yep.
If that's Yoda. If you're listening, don't remember what we're talking about.
The
So-
inside joke.
I still need to sand it down and cover up the seams and stuff like that, but phase 1 is done.
Oh my gosh.
He's a big boy.
Phase 1 is done.
If you're
That's
just
not 10
listening, he's
times
about
larger.
what?
That's
About 18
know.
inches tall or so, 24 inches tall.
I don't
no,
know, I
that's
could
24
tell you.
inches.
It's.
He's like at
I would
least
say he's about
30?
24 inches.
He's
yeah,
like at
because
least two
I maxed
Heyzen
out-
heads tall.
I maxed
Yeah.
out each time, so it was a little over 10 inches for each part of the print. So
Wow.
in total, it's going to be like 24 inches tall.
It's life
Nice.
size.
And then earlier,
Yeah,
because I
life-size,
printed it
basically.
hollow, I don't know if you could see that, but it's got the expanding foam inside.
Oh, to just make it
to make it, yeah,
more
because
supported.
I printed it hollow to try to save on print time.
right
Because I
film
need this
it.
in like a week. So I still need to go in and I need to cover up these seams. Like you could see the seam right here, right in
right
the
across
center.
the chest,
If you look really closely, you could see the seam down the middle of the face,
I
but
just did today.
less.
but less, yeah. Like on his like his back, you could see the
Oh.
three pieces where they came together, like right here. Plus, the expanding foam actually kind of lifted
Squished
it
it
out
out
of
a little
place.
bit.
Yeah, and
No.
I heard the glue cracking as it was curing earlier. So
You got tape those
thankfully-
babies when you use those expanding foam.
Well, I was kind of hoping that because it had this full outlet that it would continue to expand up because there was no resistance going in this direction. That was not the case because apparently it did expand into the other areas. I will say, though, it feels much better. It's got a lot more weight to it. Now that this cured, tomorrow I'm going to add a little bit more to kind of top it off because the base that I created for it, just so that it has a little bit wider base that it doesn't topple over,
Yeah.
kind of looks like a rock. Like
Oh,
this
okay.
like
Nice.
rock bed, like just kind of, it's a round like thing it's just going to be seated on. So this weekend, I'm going to go in, I'm going to sand this down, fill in the holes, and then try to get it all smooth, primer it, and then give it the same treatment that I did with this little one. So here's the
Nice.
size comparison.
Yeah, it's life size.
It's kind of nice. It honestly, it turned out way better than I was expecting it to so far, and I'm pretty happy with it. And then remember I showed you the holocron that I worked on last week?
Yeah.
So this one I created with these like blue panels. And the problem with these was I have these like little fairy lights that I was trying to put inside to kind of get it to glow, but they weren't transparent enough, like to have a good effect. So I redid it all with transparent walls,
Nice.
and
Oh
so
my gosh.
that should allow the fairy lights to do their job. And I know my lights are. Let me see if I can turn off one of my lights.
It's still, I mean, you can tell it's glowing.
It's still, yeah.
So, my only concern is that these lights are not bright enough, and this event is like in the middle of the day. So I may have to get some slightly brighter lights, but this looks so much better with the clearer panels. So I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. I'm gonna experiment with a few different types of lights. I placed an order on Amazon for a couple different ones, and we'll see how they turn out. But
Nice.
overall, not bad. I'm
That's
actually
great.
kinda
Not
happy
at all.
with how they're turning out. So, I might end up giving away this one though, just because I don't have space for it.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe this will become one of the gifts for a donation on our Walk for Hope page. So
There we go.
if you don't want one of the Indiana Jones planters from
Hey,
the
there's
attraction, there's this one. Andrew is grabbing the planter. We were giving those away as a thank you gift for anyone that donated at least $60 to any one of our fundraising pages.
That's
You
a
go to
little
teamboatwillie.com.
hat.
We are raising money for cancer treatments and cures as part of City of Hope's Walk for Hope event this year, which is happening November 2nd here in LA. So yeah, I again, this is not one of the clear ones. This is the one with the blue panels, so it's more of a display piece. But if somebody wants this and you donate on the Teamboat Willie page, send me a message. I'll send this out to you.
It's for display only.
It is for display only.
Yeah.
Let's see. Andrew, have you started playing Dreamlight Valley again? I know that you were like at one point like ridiculously busy. You were building sets at 2 theaters and like
three, my buddy.
3. That's right.
And
3.
I'm still doing it. I'm still
okay.
doing
Good.
it.
Good. Good. All right. Good.
And I'm still not playing Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, I quit playing Monopoly Go.
Oh. Okay.
After the last event, which was I don't know, maybe a month ago or so.
Was it the Star Wars one?
No, there was another one after that.
Oh, okay. I quit doing the Star Wars one.
And then I was just like, you know what? I'll skip this one. And I've been I do not miss it whatsoever.
That's
So I'm not going back.
How I felt.
But I haven't picked back up Dreamlight Valley My wife has been playing Pokemon Snap on the Switch.
Nice.
Okay.
And we just had the one Switch. So, but also I haven't
Dear
really
Santa.
had... Exactly. I also just had the desire to do it. And, you know, we moved recently, and we're still getting moved in. This office is still under construction. Not under construction, but I just keep getting stuff and putting it in. There's a pile over there, like my old monitor stand and all kinds of stuff. There's piles of boxes and picture frames and legal boxes and all kinds of stuff just everywhere. So I'm trying to, in my free time, take a little bit of time and organize something, go through a box, da-da-da-da-da. So eventually I'll get back to it, but I saw they added some new stuff, and every time they add new stuff, it just seems like, well, there's so much stuff, it kind of might be overwhelming to go back and be like, I'm so behind.
Yes.
I don't think. I guess it just depends on what you want to get out of the game.
Right.
Right? Because if my original goal with the game was to try to produce content.
Right.
And then I started to fall behind, and then I created a second account because I could make one my main account, and then the second one would be content. Mm-hmm. And then I stopped playing on the main account because that's the one I was recording the content on. And then I started to fall behind because I didn't have hard drive space. And then I figured, well, I'm not going to play in advance if I can't record it so that it doesn't become content, right? Like, why play on that one? So then I continued playing on my second account. So much that my second account became my main account. And that's the one that I've kind of completed everything, but I wasn't... Like, I'll record some of the quests now, but I don't record everything because I'm so far ahead that it's easier. Like, if I wanted to show something off or a new dynamic, I could quickly record it on the second account because I'm far enough ahead. Like, on that one, I've unlocked Joy and Sadness. I've already maxed them out. I brought in Cogsworth and Lumiere. Like, they're halfway to getting maxed out. My secret to maxing them out... my secret to maxing them out is because I have the Storybook Veil expansion. I set up the little snippet traps, and I made 5 of them in each biome, and so they're all just kind of in a U shape, and so like they spawn like every 20 minutes or so, and so I take any of the critters that I need to level up, because now you can have 2 with you at any time. I take 2 of them with me. I take any character that I need to level up. And then just a couple times a day, or whenever possible, I'll run to each biome. I'll quickly swipe and catch all the snippets. And it levels everyone up like super fast when you do that. So on top of just quickly mining, doing a couple of tasks and stuff, if you talk to them, it also levels them up. And then I give them each their favorite gift. So within like 30 minutes or so, I'm able to give each character their favorite gift, quickly talk to them, go catch snippets, and then I kind of level them up almost an entire level in like one sitting, basically.
I don't even know any of this stuff. I don't know what snippets are.
They're little paper birds.
Oh, so
I didn't know you had to...
expansion.
I didn't know you had to level up the critters.
Now you can.
Why?
That's new.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because
Because
they give you like gifts.
yeah,
Oh,
they're
well,
kind of like the
that's
villagers now.
That's
They're-
new. to
Yeah,
me.
depending on the type of critter, like some will duplicate seafood, some will duplicate like mining things, some will duplicate vegetables or fruits or whatever whenever you're foraging. So it's kind of nice. Like you can get a whole bunch of cool stuff just from the critters alone. I did get a chance to watch the showcase that I was listening to the showcase. I didn't really watch it, but I picked up enough about it that I'm actually kind of excited about the next one that's coming in December. Because the princess that they're adding is Cinderella and Snow White. Those are going to be the 2 that are coming
Boring.
out.
I'm just kidding.
But it's part of this new area which is called
Melissa's agreed. Boring.
Well, I mean, Melissa already has like
I have mine.
Maleficent and Aurora, so like
Yeah.
she's good. Like she's covered already.
They did Star Wars. Bring me Sala. Come on.
Yeah, that would.
Young
I'll play
Indiana
again.
Jones.
Sala's in there. No, I don't want young. I don't want no River Phoenix. I want Sala.
How dare you, sir? Played by Jared Leto. Let's see.
Oh no.
There will be a riot.
What is the new Dreamlight Valley expansion called? Wish something.
The mist of
Wish Blossom Ranch. That's what it's called.
There we go.
Yeah.
who
so,
comes up with Wish Blossom
know.
Ranch?
but it's kind of cool because they're adding this new dynamic where they're bringing horses into the game, and you can
Clip
ride
clop.
the horse as part of the quest. Like everything on Wish Blossom Ranch, like requires the horses to be able to jump over fences and jump across like, bridges that are broken. And stuff
is this
that.
like a new
It's a new expansion.
island or like area?
It's
like
the same. Yeah, it's gonna be a new paid expansion, just like
Okay.
Storybook Vale and just like.
so there'll be more land,
Yes. In this one,
and it's a ranch.
if I remember correctly, in the last couple, you flew on a magical boat to the other areas.
Oh, I saw something with a train
Storybook
on-
Vale. Yeah.
Is that what
this
this one
one?
is?
You're going on a magical train.
Choo
So
choo.
I'm all for this one. I choose this DLC.
Everything should
because they
just
have
be
a train.
Train.
I love it.
Trains are
I
better.
love it. They're adding some new dynamics where, like, if you're building the houses or if, like, you're building little villages, they have a lot of components that will now work better together and they'll look seamless if you're building, like, large villas and, like, you know, like archways and stuff like that.
Stuff will
they're-
connect better.
Yeah, and it looks nice, actually. They demoed it during the presentation, and it actually looked pretty good. They have this new... They're finally doing something with multiplayer where you can create teams of people now. And so
Ooh.
people that are on your team or, like, in your group, like, you can create multiple teams. But anybody that's in your team, you can share resources with. So, like,
See,
if we're
Andrew,
on a
there you
team...
go.
Yeah, like, if we're all on a
I'm
team
assembling
and you guys
a
need, like,
team.
10 onyx or whatever, and I have some, I can send you 10 onyx as part of my...
Of course you have
as my
some.
teammate. Well, I play way more than you do, so... Of course
I don't have one of those room where each chest is full of all the things. One
Dude,
chest
they've only
per
gotten bigger.
thing.
In
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
last updates, they allowed you to expand the rooms from like 8 to 10 to 12 now, like in each direction. Whew, they're massive.
Ooh,
It's
can we
large
talk
rooms.
about? Okay, so you're talking about expansions for the rooms. Guess what we're finally able to do, and it's like finally because I have like a
Ride the rides?
Kick
No.
Maui?
no, I wish, but
Drive a car?
I have like no,
That'd be nice.
My main room is like a dark dungeon kind of thing with the stupid white ceiling. Now you could change the ceiling.
Oh, I don't know you could change the ceiling. I know you could
Yeah.
change the lights. I don't know you could change the ceiling. That's cool.
And I'm like, finally, no more white ceilings because it just ruins the whole design.
Nice.
Can
Sorry,
you
I haven't
take the
tried it.
horses to the other places? Is
Yes.
the question. Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
ride a horse on the beach. You can
Yep.
ride a dang horse anywhere
Yep.
you want.
If you have long
During
hair,
the
it'll
sunset.
flow and everything. You can do it in slow motion.
Throw it
It's
in the
great.
breeze.
Yep, you can do it in
How
slow
does
motion.
how does
and
that
everything.
go? How does that line go?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look it up.
So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. A lot of the new features that are coming, I think, are really nice. They have a couple of Halloween events going on right now. One is a repeat
Lots.
from last year, which is like the little candy buckets, which allow you to craft some stuff. If you play the game and you've already completed the task in like last year or the year before, there's only going to be one that you have to do this time around, and it's for the haunted well. And in order to get the haunted well, you have to have at least 15 candy of each one of the green, red, and the purple
Easy peasy.
candy, which in like 1 day or like 2 days, you should be able to get all of those. Actually, no, because there's a limit of 2 or 3. It'll take you 4 or 5 days to collect them all if you don't have them. But if you have them left over from previous years, you could just do this. You have to have them in your, like, you have to carry them with you, and then a red chest will appear in your plaza. That red chest is going to produce a memory that's going to be like a little puzzle that's going to have the haunted well, the different candies, and then you kind of have to solve this like math problem.
A math problem?
I'll help you. The answer is 15. And so you basically, it means you just have to carry 15 candy of each one in order to pull this off.
Is it like a word problem?
Yeah, it has like 3 candies equals 45, and then like 2 minus a different color equals this. And like,
it's
you
a
have to kind of
symbols problem. This is some of that new math.
Yeah, if I remember when I'm editing, I'll take a screenshot in the game, and then I'll put it up while we're talking when I edit the episode. But the answer is 15 again. So just grab 15 candy of each one, find the red chest, and when you do that, carry the candy with you, and then go into your Forest of Valor and run around, and you're gonna see the haunted well pop up. If you go to the haunted well, you can interact with it, and you don't even have to like portion out the candy or anything. If you interact with it, it'll ask you to dump the first color candy in, and then 1 raven will appear. If you interact again, it'll ask for the second color candy, and then it'll just portion it out for you. A second raven will appear. Interact one more time for the third candy color, and then a third raven will appear, and then the well will disappear, but it will become part of your inventory at that point. And then you can place it wherever you want, and you can buy additional ones from Scrooge. So it's a fun little well. If you have a little haunted area, it's a nice little addition for any area. I already put mine in my Forgotten Lands.
Haunted well.
There are a lot of Halloween things in the last update. What did you buy, Mel, recently? You said you got a few items in the game?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for fortune telling stuff. So they finally had a fortune teller's tent as a house. And
is that this week?
That was this week, yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet. That's cool. Is it nice looking?
It is. It's pretty cool. It's
like this like purple.
Uh-huh.
How,
I'm Googling it.
How's the... You said there was a fortune teller outfit too?
Yeah.
Does it look good? Because I know
It's
some of the outfits
cute.
look like weird. They don't always look all that great.
No, it's cute. It's cute.
It's kind of like
I
piratey
appreciate
looking.
it and stuff, so...
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at that. No, it's also purple.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It's got
cool.
stars and moons.
What did it
Googling
what did it cost you? How many moonstones was
In
it?
total?
Yeah.
5,000 moonstones?
Whoa, that's steep.
It is, but you know what? It's practically a big old house, and
Can you
like I
use it as
said-
a house or go inside of it?
yeah,
Oh.
So it's a
okay.
house.
So it's an actual
It's a
house.
house. yeah.
Okay, all right. That's not bad then.
No.
Because I have
It's not just the skin.
Okay, that's good because I do have a few like houses that I purchased. Like I bought the Haunted Mansion when that one was available, and part of the reason I bought it was because you can switch between Standard Mansion and the Nightmare Before Christmas version of the mansion, which I thought was super cool. I bought the Tower of Terror when it was available, thinking it was a house, and I got gypped out of that one. That one's not a house. That one's just decorative. So that one was kind of janky.
It's like a ride.
But if you interact with it, the elevator goes up and down, and it opens up, and you see it going up and down. Which is
See, but you should
kinda
be able to
cool.
ride it.
You should. You totally should, especially considering that you can ride Slinky Dog and
Yeah.
Dumbo and the Death
Teacups.
Wheel, like all that stuff. So the fact that you can't ride Tower of Terror, come on. Game Loft, get on that. And then the thing that I recently bought was the Halloween Town.
The train set?
No, I had the train set from a couple years ago. This was the mayor's building. Jesus, what is it called?
City
Oh.
Hall or
The city
Town
hall. Yes.
Yeah.
It's the city hall with the Halloween clock and stuff like that. That was one of the buildings that was available recently. So I bought that one to put in the Forgotten Lands as well. They had a spooky house that I wanted to get, and I ran out of moonstones. And I've been trying to just collect the free ones. I'm trying not to buy anything.
Yep.
But I
They
may
got
have
me.
to give in at this point because they got some pretty decent Halloween stuff. I was saving mine for the Star Path because the Star Path has some pretty decent items in it this time
They
around.
do.
So I'm glad that I was able to save enough to get the Star Path for free.
And I could tell you for the Star Path, I've already opened all the pages, and that's because of the weekly routines, or the routine ones. There's so many opportunities to just collect what you need and just unlock everything.
How are you liking that weekly duties thing? Because they added that the last time around, and like I like the fact that it's really easy stuff. I feel like they made some changes to what you have to do. Like there's not a lot of fishing stuff anymore. When you fish, it's only like 5, which is great.
Yes.
It's not like this huge amount like it used to be because of
10?
all the tasks. Yeah, like because of all the tasks, that fishing one was the one I hated the most.
Yeah,
like,
it was the worst.
Man, I hated it so much, especially when it was something dumb like get 20 crabs. It's like really, like that. So annoying.
Yep.
But how are you liking the weekly duties? Because they unlock like 3 every week.
Yeah, well, I started 2 weeks late, so I was able to just go through those.
So you kind of bank some. Got it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm liking this one. In about a week or so, they're gonna open up a new like event where they're gonna have a haunted Halloween floating island.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be solving puzzles to unlock new stuff. So it's gonna be a mini Star Path kind of situation, but it's gonna be specifically for Halloween and Halloween themed items that you're gonna get as part of this little event that they're gonna have.
But then the island will go away.
After the event, yeah, the
What?
island is supposed to go away. Yeah, it's just for the event. But you get to earn all the stuff that they're gonna give you, or that's gonna be on the island. You'll be able to buy it, and you'll be like able to earn a lot of the decorations. So you could basically recreate the island on your Forgotten Island, like the floating island for the Forgotten Lands, because it's the only dark one right now.
Spooky.
So you know, I want to jump back in. I want to play a little bit more. I've been sneaking in game time here and there. When I wake up in the morning, if I'm having some coffee, waiting for the kids to get ready for school, I'll try to jump in and do my snippet catching and stuff like that, just to kind of, because it doesn't take very long, which is how I've been able to kind of play some of it. But everything else is just too involved. And if I start playing, then I want to keep playing, and then I'll be late to stuff. So I can't do it until the weekends. And I've been busy working on today. That's today's butt. On the large today bust and the holocrons and stuff. So it's probably going to be about another week before I can really start playing again. But, you know, it's worthwhile. Let's see. Oh my God, 30 minutes in already. All right, before we do anything else, I know I don't want to forget, so let's take a quick moment to thank a very special group of listeners and viewers known as the FGP Squad, our podcast Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, some information about what the FGP Squad is all about. But in short, it gives you access to additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon, a special section of our Discord, discount codes on any new Podketeers gear that we release, whenever we do stuff like our happy hour calls, for instance, which we're working on bringing back. You get access to those. I like to randomly make stuff and send it out to members of the FGP Squad as well. So, you know, again, if you're interested, that's just some of the perks that you get along with it. And you can find more information by going to podketeers.com/FGP. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for all of your support. Since we're talking about links, now is a great time to remind you that podketeers.com/links is where you will find some of our most commonly asked for links, including our latest episode, a link to the Quizneyland playlist, information on any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Teamboat Willie, like our effort to raise money for cancer research and cures as part of City of Hope's Walk for Hope event happening November 2nd. We are just a little over the halfway point of our $1,000 goal. If you are interested in helping us out, head on over to teamboatwillie.com. You'll find a link to our fundraising page there. And again, if you donate at least $60, you'll get some cool things sent by us. So, and you're going to help, find treatments and cures for cancer. Cancer sucks, and you're helping that out as well. So it's awesome. On the links page, you'll also find a link to our Discord. You'll find a link to our YouTube channel, our pal Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. Larry does a lot of park streams. He's there usually 2 or 3 times a week. So if you like park streams, make sure to check out Larry's channel. You will also find our Armchair Imagineering playlist as well. Next week, we're going to bring back Armchair Imagineering. It's been a while. We're kind of excited because we're going to be talking about our favorites or what we would like to see as part of the Halloween parties. We're excited to bring that back. We're excited for a Halloween episode, bringing back Armchair Imagineering. So, yay!
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 Yeehaw.
And that's it. Podketeers.com/links. Set a bookmark. Do the thing. Do the doodly-doo. And let's get back to the show.
You know what? I have 5 pages already written up for stuff.
Do you really?
I do.
I have just like lists of ideas. I gotta sit down and like get them concrete.
I haven't even started. I'm in that same situation that you were in when you started not playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, where now I'm doing so many things that I just can't like sit down and really like parse through all these ideas. I have a feeling though that once I finally have an opportunity to really sit down, that it's gonna start pouring out. At least that's what I'm hoping. And if not, then there's been a couple of episodes where I remember I really struggled, just because of other stuff that was going on as well, that I really struggled to come to the table with like solidified ideas. But as we started talking, that's when all of a sudden it like opened
juices
up. It's
were
like
flowing.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
So worst case, I think that will happen this time around. Best case, I'll at least have some general ideas that I can float, and then we could play the yes and, like we've done in the past. So we'll see. I'm excited. It's been quite a while since we've done it, and those are always a fun exercise in creativity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what we end up with. I want an area. Actually, I'm not going to say it yet.
Don't say it.
Yeah, we'll do it later. The whole park is Haunted Mansion. Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, it could be.
One land just for Leota. I'm giving away my good stuff right now.
All right.
Save it.
Don't worry. Mine's completely different. Haunted Mansion is not even factoring in so far into
How
my...
dare you, sir? How dare you?
Well, we'll see. I'll figure something out.
All right. I want to hear a little bit about. You mentioned Larry had gone to see Tron Ares, and I know we briefly talked about it. There was a lot of people saying that it wasn't very good, that like the plot line was just horrible, and if you ask Andrew, it's like Jared Leto's in it. Enough said.
Stupid dumb face. It makes me not want to see it. I really wanted to see the movie.
Allegedly.
He allegedly has a stupid dumb face.
Allegedly.
And is bad at acting. And ruins movies. No, it's not allegedly. This is an opinion. I didn't say he committed a crime. He's not going to get sued.
That's true.
Allegedly.
He allegedly isn't going to get sued.
All right, so fill us in on what Larry said.
Sure. So I got to finally like go on there, go on his channel and just watch things. And one of them was his review. And you know, I've known Larry for ever at this point. So I was really curious because knowing Larry, he's gonna bring a different perspective. So I was like, you know what, let me check it out. And the video's about 26 minutes long. But if you don't want spoilers, you want to stop at the 13-minute, like, I want to say that mark. But he does tell you when it's going to be spoilers and, you know, from there. So his perspective was more of talking about just the entertainment part of the film, as if, let's say, you haven't seen the film. And he gives that kind of a perspective. He
Like
does
if you
go
haven't
insane.
seen the first ones, or if you
Yes.
haven't... Okay, so you're coming... His perspective is you're coming in blind to the franchise, basically.
Correct.
Got it.
You just watch it as a
because-
standalone movie.
Like,
Got it.
Because he does mention that he does love Tron. He does. And he's wearing a Tron shirt. So he does mention that, which is really good because a lot of people, they may have... Well, we were talking about where someone may be really passionate and then they really hate the movie because they love what they know and, you know, what we know of the other two films.
Right.
So how Larry comes into it and talks about how the visuals are, how the music is, and I forgot for a moment there's a 4D theater, and that's where he saw it, which is smart.
4DX.
Yeah. Those kind of theaters are like the moving chairs. So pretty
So
much
he was
it's
getting
like,
sweat on and
And the
everything.
wind and smells and all that stuff.
yeah, it's pretty much a ride. And that's one way to do it because I did that with one of the Star Wars films and it felt like Star Tours for 3 hours. So that was a smart move instead of just going to a regular movie theater because you get a little bit more out of it. So he mentions he doesn't talk about the plot. He doesn't talk about specifics in the movie, which is really cool. It's basically what you would expect out of this film if you haven't seen the film before. And I really appreciate, and I left him that comment. I told him that I really appreciate it because there's a lot of people who are just ripping through this film. And that, again, I understand because they're passionate. I am too. That's why I haven't seen the film, and I've been a little hesitant about it. I'm not the biggest... I can't even call myself a fan of Jared Leto at all. I just think he's... I like weird, not that kind of weird. But I'm willing to see this film for the music, the artistry, and what they perceive AI in that time, because AI in 5 years ago, 6 years ago, however long ago it's been, because this movie has been in the works for a while, it's a different, I want to see what they perceived as AI, because what we know as AI is different from that. So I'm thinking visuals, it would be nice to see. And I did finally get to hear a little bit of the music, and I'm like, dang it. Trent Reznor and the Nine Inch Nails, it's just so good. It's so good. And so I'm thinking, what, just for entertainment value, maybe a 4D theater isn't a bad idea. You probably would feel like you're on a light cycle. I don't know. So,
how did he feel about the plot and everything that people are... Because I think that's what, like, as far as I've heard, a lot of the criticism has to do not just with feeling that a lot of the actors were phoning in. Again, I haven't seen it as well, right? Like, I've only seen clips of people talking about it so far, but the consensus seems to be that a lot of the actors felt like they were kind of phoning it in, as far as, you know, for their parts, that it didn't feel like they were really passionate about the project, and the plot of the film itself was really lackluster compared to the plot lines of the other Tron films. So I'm interested to hear how he felt about this one from the perspective of him, like, watching this as a standalone, basically. Like, what did he say about that?
I think from what I remember, it's more of, he didn't really go too much into the details of the plot. It was more of just, I guess, being entertained by it.
Gotcha.
So maybe that's what I'm assuming he appreciates more, as the visuals, the work that went to it, like the music, just the cinematic presentation of it. But it was mostly, I don't want to say positive. It was more like neutral.
Got it.
Yeah.
So basically, it sounds like Larry's take was, if you watch this kind of as a standalone, and you kind of don't come in with the notion of these other films set up this world, this other thing. If you just watch it for what it is, you should be able to enjoy the flashy lights and the music and basically the light switch rave that Tron Ares is set up to be.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I can see that. I mean, if you go into it without any preconceived notions, like, I can see how you can potentially enjoy it, because that is part of the complaint that people have, is definitely that this one, the plot line was lacking because it didn't connect it to the other films. Like, there was nothing that made it the third Tron film, except for the dude appearing and saying, like, you know, you're a virus or whatever.
I'm Kevin Flynn.
I'm
Program.
I'm the dude. So, tell me more about how you don't like Jared Leto.
You know, there was no reason for Jared Leto to be the Hatbox Ghost. I will say it every time. There was no reason to have him as the Hatbox Ghost.
You're not going to hear an argument from me.
I'll say it again. It should have been Alan Tudyk. I'll say it again.
Not going to hear an argument from me at this point, but we got it. So there it is. Allegedly. Cool. So, Goofy Guys Adventures over on YouTube. If you want to check out Larry's entire review of Tron Ares, we'll put it in the description down below if you're watching the video over on YouTube. That way you could just link over and check out Larry's review as well. So, right on. That's good to know. I unfortunately have seen the other films, and I know that there's a plot, a lack of plot in this one. So I think this is going to be one of those that I'm just going to wait until it's available on, like, Disney Plus or whatever to watch it. I don't think I'm going to go to a theater to watch this one. But if you end up watching it in 4D, let me know how it turned out. Like, getting sweat on by the army of Ares and, smelling everybody at the rave. It's going to be great. It's like at a con.
Fun times.
Yeah, good times. Take some deodorant to pass out to the soldiers for the Ares film. Let's see. Oh, hey. Since we're talking about movies, I guess we could just quickly jump into this bit of news. You posted this over in our chat. There was some good news about the KPop Demon Hunters film.
Yeah. The best thing ever. There's no plans of doing any reboot of them whatsoever.
Well, a live action reboot is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm just so excited that K-pop Demon Hunters does not need a reboot, a live action reboot. Nothing. It's perfect the way it is.
This was the director saying this? Is that who it was?
Yes.
Okay. So he doesn't actually have any control over it, and Sony can do what they want. But
I mean,
hopefully
theoretically, yes.
hopefully they see the power of animation and the potential of animation, and not just doing a cash grab of let's do this with people.
Well,
there's a
that's the
second one
thing.
coming, right?
I believe so. I think it's
I believe
greenlit.
so.
Yeah.
If you were to do a live action of this film, you're not gonna get the facial reactions. You're not gonna get that expression, or you're not gonna get the exaggeration of everything. There's no way.
Right.
Why would you even put CGI? It's just keep it animated. It's perfect.
There's a part
No,
of me
don't
that
you dare
wants
say.
there's a part of me that wants to disagree with you on this one, because
And they'll cast Scarlett Johansson as one of the demons.
and
Oh my
Jared
gosh,
Leto
And
as
Jared
the demon.
I don't know. I haven't seen
So
any of these
here's-
movies.
Here's the deal. I think part of why we're sour to live action films is because of a lot of the stuff that Disney has put out.
Live action remakes is what you're
Absolutely.
saying specifically, right?
Exactly. However, this one is so action packed, and it lends itself to the fantasy aspects of it, that I think it would actually be a pretty decent live action version. I get what you're saying about the certain like reactions, like the faces that they make, like when they're eating the ramen and stuff like that, like the specific like anime faces and stuff like that that they make throughout the film. Yes, we would not get any of that. It would be a lot more human. However, if ever there was a film that I potentially wouldn't mind seeing a live action version, it's this one, because I think they could pull it off. I'm glad that they're not, though, because I think getting a second animated one is going to be much better than a live action one. But if we did get a live action one, I think Sony would actually do it justice. I don't think it would be rushed as a cash grab, and it would actually, like, they would act because of the people involved and the director. I think it would actually be done right. That could just be me, but I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, Sony is really trying to compete with Disney and is really trying to one up Disney in a lot of the stuff that they're putting out. And so because of the success of this, I don't think they're just going to throw anything out there. I think they would take their time and do it right to do this justice. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, but there's a part of me that feels that Sony wouldn't just give a slop. Like, it would actually be pretty good.
I could see that, but would Sony want to? I mean, considering how Disney is pretty much doing whatever they're doing because they want to. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I know that Sony always there's always competition and stuff, but I don't see Sony doing that though.
Oh, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying, that I'm glad that they said no, and I'm glad that they're not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if they did, I don't think it's going to be some rush job because they're aiming for the cash grab. I think that Sony would actually try to produce something that really shows off the film as a live action thing, right? That's what I think the difference would be, whereas some of the live action Disney stuff has felt like it's been rushed, has felt like it was more of the cash grab. And
every single one of the Disney live action is a cash grab. I don't think any
That's true.
any one of those
say
was
it.
I just want to see if we can make good art and blah blah blah. You know what? The only one that I can say I think was an experiment and they didn't know how it was going to go over is
Lion
Alice
King?
in Wonderland.
Lion
No,
King?
the original Alice in Wonderland
Oh,
was
with Johnny Depp?
Yeah, I think that one was, let's try and because that was like, was that the first one? Was it Cinderella was the first one, then that, or was that the first one?
I think that Alice in Wonderland was the first one.
And so that was kind of like an experiment, and you know, they did a lot of weird stuff with it, and you know, that movie has a lot of flaws, but it at least is its own movie. You can watch that and watch the animated Alice in Wonderland. They're completely different movies.
Yeah.
But if you watch The Lion King 1994 and The Lion King 2018 or whatever, the same movie. It's the
like
same.
It's like you're watching the SD version and the 4K version.
It's the same movie. So those things are like blatant cash grabs. Like they're just so obvious. Some of the other ones, like Jungle Book, feels like this weird experimentation film on how can we, like, that movie to me feels like Jon Favreau's like, how can we make this technology do this thing?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, well, we have Jungle Book. We don't need to deal with the script. Let's just see what the technology can do. And then we kind of spiraled down into this hole of remake-opoly. And it's just, you know.
You know what's funny? Like, I feel like what you're saying right now feels... I don't even know where to start with this one. So, Disney experimenting with these live-action films feels like it culminated in, like, the special effects of Tron Ares, right?
Sure.
Whereas, I remember when Pixar was releasing film after film, each one was pushing the boundaries, truly experimenting with what they could do. Where, like... You know, from Toy Story to the next one, they added a little bit of hair, and ultimately that led to what Sully looked like. And then they tried, you know, this next thing in Monsters, Inc., which eventually led to, like, this other thing in this other film, right? So Pixar definitely was pushing the boundaries film to film to film and building on top of the success of what they were learning and building and what they were putting into RenderMan and Presto and all the applications that they built in-house. The other films are just kind of really cool CGI. Like, to call The Lion King a live action is such a misnomer.
No, it's not live action. There's not a live action thing. I think the thing, the sunrise in the opening or something supposedly is a filmed sunrise. And then from there, that's it. I think that's what I heard at the time, if I'm remembering correctly.
So they
like, and that was like, and that was like Jon Favreau like shot it on his phone or something.
Oh my gosh!
If this is the rumor, I vaguely am recalling, but who knows?
In order to legally call it live action, you need 5 seconds of a sunrise.
There you go.
Boom, done. Meeting adjourned. Well. I'm glad that we're not going to get a live action KPop Demon Hunters again. If they were going to do it, I think Sony would really try to do it justice, but I'm happier that we're getting a sequel to K-Pop Demon Hunters, an animated sequel to it. So, well done. I like it. I'm excited.
Yeah, if they keep making money on the animated ones, they're just going to keep doing the animated ones.
Yeah.
It's I think when they start, trying to look to squeeze the, blood out of a rock or whatever they say.
That would be hard.
Yeah, it would be hard.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Let's see. Oh, actually, I have some videos I wanted to show you since we're coming up on Halloween here.
Ooh, spooky.
I found some Halloween-themed videos that I thought would be pretty good here. The first one that I want to share...
Is it David Pumpkins?
It's all David Pumpkins.
David Pumpkins!
David Pumpkins, all on TikTok.
Is he?
No.
I would put it past Tom Hanks just to be like David Pumpkins on TikTok.
It probably is. It's just not in my feed. But I thought these were interesting. I wanted to share these with everybody. So the first one is by a by an artist named Mireya Colors. They created Ariel as our favorite Pumpkin King.
That's cool.
So it's like a coloring page that they're coloring Ariel in as
Yes.
Jack Skellington.
Pretty much just making her all goth.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
Skeleton face.
Oh my
I
gosh,
kind
Well,
of dig this
details.
idea of giving like existing Disney characters, like letting them cosplay as other Disney characters,
Yeah.
especially when it's done this well. Because when I first saw this video, I watched it a few times actually. I just think it was super well done. The other stuff on this account is actually really great, but this one in particular I wanted to point out because look at what she ended up with.
With
How
different
fantastic
mediums,
is
too.
this? Right?
Yeah, markers and colored pencils and all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely love this. So
She got lots of. I'm just noticing the like rib cage and stuff.
yeah.
She's
And
got
the
a
shading
spine.
and everything is so well done as well
Yep.
that I'm telling you, this artist is fantastic. This next video that I wanted to share is by a creator that goes by Kristen's Wicked Workshop. And they created...
How I made a real stretching portrait, just like the ones you see at the Haunted Mansion. The first thing I'm
Nice.
going to need is this super scary stretchy pumpkin that I got from Lowe's. Then I'm going to harvest that mechanism
that is
inside
cool.
and use it in a shadow box so it can slide up and down.
I love
Look at it
this.
go. And now I can start sketching and painting that portrait. But it's not as easy as that. I have to make sure this optical illusion lines up. And once I'm pleased with it, I can start painting that hungry alligator and my favorite girl, Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Miss Piggy was first seen in 1974 and designed by the great Bonnie Erickson. She also designed many iconic characters, my favorites being Statler and Waldorf.
Oh,
I had so much fun creating this. If you want to see the full build, check out my YouTube.
So there it is.
at
Check it
Kristen's
out.
Wicked Workshop. Okay, happy spooky season.
That's awesome.
How I
Isn't
made
that
a
great?
Kristen's Wicked
So repurposing things from these little Lowe's animatronics and stuff like that, definitely
Yeah.
a really creative way to create some of these props. I saw this video and I thought it was super fantastic as well, so I wanted to share that one. This is not Disney related in any way. I just really like this costume that this creator made. The creator is EMJ Rocket, and they made a stack of books for their
They're just
Halloween costume.
dressed up like a stack of books. Imagine, if you're listening, a person going through the middle of a stack of books. That's what the costume is.
And it's like
And,
5 books.
Like 6 books.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
So like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books.
Right now, basically, she's talking about going to her mom's house in order to use her Cricut to create
put
the
the
spines of the books. So
Titles on the spine.
yeah, they're cutting out all of the lettering to create the spines of the books. And then they just talk about the process. But this is the 4th video in a series of how she put them all together. I think just overall, this is super well done because it's all cardboard.
it is.
Right. You know, cardboard, hot glue.
Yeah.
I love the
dream.
fact that, yeah, she ends up creating additional, like, straps for this costume and then uses, like, a gold marker to create little spines so that it looks like a bunch of tiny books. Oh, there it is. These are the straps. If you're watching the video, excuse me.
Like
this is
painting
where she's
different
creating-
like colored lines and then making
Yeah.
them look like books.
I love that
Yeah.
her skeleton has a wig.
and a little hat.
love it.
So there's all the little tiny books. So here you can
cool.
see a lot of the cardboard and how it's all stuck together with hot glue and stuff. And I think this is super creative,
Yeah.
right? When
Kinda
you think of like,
yeah.
it reminds you of what?
When we talked about the guy that made the big forky.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. This little headband with additional books.
Those spines. That's cool.
I think it's super cool. So there was her original sketch. And then there's the final product. I thought that was super
they're
cool.
crafty.
Right? Super
I love
creative.
it.
I love watching videos like this because it's really inspiring. Like I don't have the patience, I think, to put something like this together at the moment, which is why I think 3D printing has been just really fun for me, because I can let it print and then I can go and finish the product. Like I do a bunch of other stuff to help finish it, make it look how I want to and stuff. But this is definitely the next step, right? If I want to start creating stuff, I remember when we were talking about the big dragon puppet, which was also a bunch of cardboard. One of you said, like, well, go get some cardboard, start making it.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I don't have the patience for that. But
That
I
takes
mean,
a while,
I
though.
could, I guess, right?
Right. Did you see that guy that made the Forky, made the Karen Beverly?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh.
No.
You know who Karen Beverly is?
Yeah.
I
didn't realize. I haven't
Not
seen it pop up in my feed actually in a while.
The Forky's companion, that's a knife.
Yeah, I haven't seen him pop up in my feed in a
It came up the other day. I'll have to bring him up in another one. I don't think it's done yet, but
Gotcha.
working on Karen Beverly.
Let's see. The next video that I want to show you is by a creator that goes by All That Is She. And they are creating a spooky stop motion.
Oh, I saw this somewhere else, but I love it.
Isn't this great?
It's like the lady's
stop
on the
motion.
floor walking on, like,
Yeah.
all like taking place on the rug, and she's walking, and there's bats and ghosts and
Yeah. So the camera's on the ceiling, pointing down to the
Yeah.
floor, and all of the animation is happening. Like the camera's just pointing down at the floor. This is so creative. The fact that they were able to map this out and do things like the hair and spread it out. Like, one, this is a lot of patience. This is a lot of photos. I wonder if they storyboarded any of this to
They
begin
had
with.
to have.
Because they need to figure out all the shots and how many they're going to need and stuff, right? Like, they
Right.
can't. I don't know. I think this was super creative, and just in time for Halloween.
it's
make your own
23 seconds
stop
long, so
motion.
it's likely 552 frames.
Probably.
Boom. Unless they stretched out any frames and they
Right.
duplicated some. But let's see. This other one was just super fun for me because I'm a fan of the Smashing Pumpkins. The creator goes by Pumpkin Brains, and they carve pumpkins. I can't play that, but they play stuff and then they light it,
Stop.
and it looks like people.
Remember
This
when
is-
there was that
this
picture
is
of
where
him
it
sat on Big
started.
Thunder Mountain?
And that's what it looks like with light.
Billy Corgan.
Yep.
Oh.
Isn't that awesome? They have a ton of these. They had a pumpkin with Ozzy. They had this pumpkin. They had, I want to say they had a Dave Grohl pumpkin in there. Check out the account, Pumpkin Brains, over on TikTok. This is fantastic. As a matter of fact,
I really hope they smash this one.
that'd be awesome.
Also, if you're just listening, just imagine a picture of Billy Corgan on a pumpkin. And that's what it looks like.
But it's carved.
But it's carved.
So good.
I know, but I'm just like, in your imagination.
Yeah.
Oh, with the light source and everything. Oh, I mean, that's not what I mean. In art, you
Yeah.
would have your light source, not the light, literally.
So they actually have a video on their account where they talk about the process of how they actually do this. And so in short, they kind of start carving, but they have the light source in it. That way they can see what they're carving and they're putting
Right.
together, and then they take the light out and it looks like not what it looks like with the light.
Right.
So definitely recommend going to watch it if you like carving pumpkins. I remember at Disneyland they used to have the pumpkin carving stuff, and I loved going to that area in Big Thunder Ranch when they had like all the pumpkins, and then they had Easter stuff.
I
there,
remember them doing it
barbecue
a
and all
few
that.
years after they got rid of Big Thunder Ranch in like other parts of Frontierland, and then I don't know if they even do it anymore.
They just got rid of it after a while, but it was fantastic. Nothing like this, though. I would have loved to have seen this with like Disney characters. Imagine Jack Sparrow on a pumpkin like this at Disneyland.
Jack Sparrow.
So, anyway, all right. So the final thing that I had on the list for this episode
Wait,
was...
you didn't talk about I went to the store. I
Oh,
bought
yeah.
stuff.
What did you buy?
Skipped me. I bought... I went to the comic book store, and I bought...
You got the Muppet stuff?
The Muppet stuff, at least what they had. So there's 2 issues that aren't out yet, and there's, I think, 3 that I wasn't able to get. But I was able to get the Muppet...
Awesome.
I knew these were just variant covers, but in my brain, these were full Muppet comics, but they're not. They're just regular, like, comics on the inside, which is still fine. Also, Kermit has weird hands in this, and they kind of freak me out. I don't think Kermit's fingers are supposed to bend. This one, I thought the Swedish Chef was giving the bird for a minute.
Yeah,
Every time I look
still
at it,
is.
he's not. He's not, but there he is. Allegedly. Avengers. These are the ones that I
Nice.
got.
I love that one.
That one's good. I like Sam Eagle as Captain America. And
Appropriate.
then I got Statler and Waldorf as the Hulk and
That
the
one too.
Thing.
Oh,
Oh, ho, ho, ho. And then this Dr. Buns and Honeydew as the Hulk. So yeah, I think there was a couple. There was one that was like Rolf as Venom that was out of stock, and I think 2 others that I don't have yet, but I'm gonna see if they can order them for me. If not, whatever.
Nice. Are you gonna frame the covers?
I might frame 1 or 2 of them. I do have a few frames, and then put the rest away. I just don't have room to frame like 12 comics.
Why don't you get one big frame with like cutouts for each one?
Yes, because that takes up less room.
No, I mean just take up an entire wall.
There
with
we go.
Puppet covers.
I'll probably, if I frame any of them, it's probably going to be the Swedish Chef one because the Swedish Chef's my man.
Yes.
So I think
And
that's
he's gonna be giving you the bird all the time.
giving you look like you're giving you the bird. Yep, the whole time. But yeah, I think I'm gonna attempt to pick up at least the 2 that are released next week, or this week, I guess. I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesdays are new comic
Wednesday,
book days.
yeah. So Wednesday,
Yeah.
whatever new comic book day is, Wednesday.
Right on.
And luckily, I can go to the comic book store on my lunch because it's like 5 minutes away from work.
Nice.
So,
We had a couple of comic book stores in our area that recently closed. And while they were still open, we used to like going on like free comic book day and stuff just to get a bunch of cool stuff. Anytime I had variant covers myself that I was looking for, like they were real cool about helping find them and stuff. And I kind of miss not having comic book stores in the area now. The closest one now is probably about 20 to 30 miles away.
Oh.
So 6 hours in traffic.
Yeah.
So that's the bad thing, but it is what it is. The internet is available to order from a lot of them. There was one comic book store that used to be in downtown Anaheim when we were doing some of the the art walks and stuff like that. It's right across from. It used to be right across from where the Ducks practice. They moved. It was Pop Comics. They moved to a different location, but they were also super cool. They were always like really nice and had a bunch of stuff in stock and were cool about helping you find stuff as well. Yeah, they're just too far for me to go, like whenever I need something. So, internet ordering. Yay.
Yeah. It looks like I'm looking up the covers. It looks like the only one that I didn't get of the ones that are out it's the Rolf as Venom.
I mean, that's
Venom number 250.
And then you can concentrate on the Phineas and Ferb covers for Heyzen.
The two that release this coming week are ones. It's Battle World #2, which is like Miss Piggy as Thanos.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You
And then
need that one.
And then the other one I need is it's Fozzie as it's a Fantastic Four. It's Fozzie as the Thing.
The Thing, yeah.
Yeah, which I think might end up being my favorite one. I might have to frame the Fozzie one too.
Boom.
But as long as they're there, I will get them.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
All right, now we can go on to the
Cool.
last topic.
What was our last topic?
I have no idea.
Oh, I remember. This rumor that Bob Iger.
Rumors be rumin'.
Yes. So Bob Iger, left the company.
Robert A. Iger.
Robert A. Iger.
Aloysius Iger.
Is that his middle name?
I don't know.
Aloysius?
It's probably just like Anthony.
I like
or
Aloysius.
something.
Let's leave it as Aloysius. So Robert Aloysius Iger. Oversaw
Boring.
the
It's
Disney company.
Alan.
No, it's Aloysius.
Aloysius.
It's still Al.
It's still Al.
something.
You can call me Al Aloysius.
So he was in charge of the Disney company for many, many years. Lots of deals, did a bunch of cool stuff, acquired Pixar, Star Wars, all sorts of stuff. And then he's like, I'm out, peace. And then Bob Chapek took over, and then some stuff happened, and then the Disney board was like, Bob, Aloysius, come back. And then he was like, okay, give me money. And then they were like, okay. And then he came back, and then Bob Chapek was out, Aloysius was back in. And now they're trying to, we're reaching the end of his new contract. And since he came back, there's been this push to try to find who his successor was going to be again. Because it didn't work out with Bob Chapek. And so ever since he came back, there was the speculation of who was going to take over the company. And there was a lot of talks early on about reaching out to people that used to be with the Disney company that went on to work for other media companies like Tom Staggs and stuff like that. And a lot of people would say, well, what about Josh D'Amaro? Josh D'Amaro was right there. And so I don't know what it was. I don't know if Josh D'Amaro was I don't want to do this yet, I'm not ready, or if it was Bob Iger or the board that was saying he's not ready, or if he just didn't want to put himself in the position that Bob Chapek was in, kind of, picking up the pieces sort of situation. But the rumor now is that Bob Iger has reached out to other organizations that have a co-CEO structure, and that he's looking into potentially doing the same thing for Disney. And the front runners apparently for this co-CEO structure are Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden from the entertainment branch of the Disney company. Did I miss anything there? Any additional details?
I think that's the biggest, the big swaths of things. There's the article that has most of this information, then starts to speculate on why that may be a bad idea for Disney, talking about how they don't know what if Bob Iger would also leave as president of the board, or if he'll do the same thing like he did with Chapek and stay as president of the board and have these two controlling powers, one the CEO and COO, or however they're co-CEOs, and then the president of the board, and does that undermine the CEO position and the history with co-CEOs in the past, like we had with Michael Eisner was the CEO, and my brain went away. Frank Wells was the COO, and so there's kind of a little bit
president
different.
And COO, I think.
President of the board, yeah, COO, and Michael Eisner was CEO. So there's just a lot of it's all speculation at this point, but it's an interesting thing to speculate, I guess.
Yeah. this was interesting when you sent the article over because, the Frank Wells and Michael Eisner kind of team up was the first thing that came to mind. Obviously, there's been, Walton and Roy, right? Were the most famous duo to run the Disney company. But the thing that was interesting about those two pairings specifically is that they were very similar in the fact that you had one person that was very idea-based and very imaginative and was like really trying to go out there with what they wanted to do with the parks and the company. And then the other guy that was like, okay, reel it in, right? Like, relax. Like, this is what we can do. This is what we can't do.
The
this
yin
is
and
what
the
it's going to
yang.
cost. Exactly. So there was a really great balance between the two. And the interesting thing about this pairing of Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden is that I don't think either one of them would be like the money person, right? I think like Dana Walden actually came through 20th Century Fox. I think that's where like she built her career, and then through the acquisition like came into the Disney company. And then is now part of the entertainment branch, or leads the entertainment branch. But Josh D'Amaro, great at his job. He's done a lot for parks and entertainment as well. But I don't know if it's one of those things where he hasn't been put in a situation to show off the imagination, to show off those ideas that he's got. And maybe he doesn't need it. Maybe Josh D'Amaro is the type of leader that will see the Imagineers for what they are and say, do your thing, right? Like, he'll take a step back and he'll let them do their thing, and they'll present to him and he'll make the final call. When it comes to parks, maybe they'll split it up where they're co-CEOs of the company, and Josh D'Amaro continues to do parks and entertainment, or parks and just general entertainment for like the cruise ships and stuff like that, whereas Dana Walden would be film and TV and everything. So she would be like the co-CEO for that portion of the company.
Well, it's the like experiences, whatever the Josh D'Amaro would be like, it's parks and experience, whatever the merchandise, like that whole thing that he runs or whatever.
Yeah.
So confusing.
So, I mean, I can see how it has potential of working. I am afraid that, like I said, there isn't that like one imaginative person where they're gonna dream super big, and the other one's gonna be like, okay, here's what we can and can't do from that big old idea that you have. Right. Again, maybe it's because we haven't seen Josh D'Amaro in that position yet. Maybe he's got that in him. We just haven't seen it yet, because most of the time that we see him, he's presenting stuff, and he does a really great job at presenting. Like, he's like one of the best orators they have when it comes to presenting stuff, because he looks natural. He doesn't look like he's reading off a teleprompter. Like, everything that he says comes off like he's just having a conversation with you, and that is one of the biggest appeals about Josh D'Amaro, right? He feels like a dude you just want to have a beer with, sort of situation. But does that translate into that imagination portion and into running the parks? Does he have the know-how and everything? I think so. I mean, think of how many times you saw him and Bob Aloysius Iger, walking through the parks together. You got to imagine all those conversations were being had where, Bobby was like, okay, listen, Joshy, this is how things work. This is what I do. This is how it goes down. This is how you would want to do this. I would change this. And Joshy was taking notes, right? And then Bobby was just trying to transfer all that knowledge. And I don't know. It's an interesting concept to have two co-CEOs again. It's just that dynamic that we've seen kind of work in the past that I wonder how this one would be structured, because it feels like it would be two very business oriented people running the
well,
company.
And it's also like a artificial partnership, if you want to put it that way. It's not a like I have to look up, but I don't know how the Wells Eisner partnership began. If they were just kind of thrust together, or if they came as a package. I don't remember my history, but Roy and Waltz were kind of a package deal. That was kind of just the whole thing, and Joshi, as you put him, and Dana Walden, aren't currently working in any capacity together, and so that it just is a curious thing to I don't know, put these people together without like a trial. Maybe there will be a trial thing, or who knows. Like it's all speculation right now, so we don't know. But it also is, kind of feels like Bob Iger grasping at straws, because he doesn't necessarily have anybody that he feels can do what he does all on their own, la-ti-da, if you want to put it that way. And also, like I brought up earlier, like when he left the first time, he did not give Bob Chapek the full reins.
No.
He was always kind of just there. That was probably. He was just kind of there, floating in the background. People would still go to him for stuff, even though Chapek was the CEO. And did we like him being the CEO? Not particularly. Would stuff have been different if Iger had completely stepped away? Probably. Who knows in which ways. But at this point in the company, I think it's time for Iger just to completely step away.
Yeah.
And he's already extended his stay multiple times. Right? It's been at least twice that
it's a couple times.
Yeah. So it's time to give the reins to somebody else and let them succeed, let them fail, let them do what they need to do. This doesn't have to be the Bob Iger company. It needs to be the Walt Disney Company, whatever that is, for the modern era, for the time we're in now, not the mid 2000s or whatever. This is a different time. It's time for some shakeup. People are tired of Bob Iger. We're some of the people that are tired of Bob Iger's what he's been doing.
And he's kind of a victim of his own success, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did so much. I think that's part of the problem, that he did so much that he grew into the role that kind of didn't exist when he took over as CEO, but it morphed into this massive, even larger conglomerate than they already were, right? So,
but I would argue that Eisner did the same exact thing. Just the money was smaller back then. He built the company in different ways and was this public facing guy.
Right. But what I'm saying is the portion of bringing in Pixar and Star Wars and all that stuff is what didn't exist prior to that, right?
Right.
And so there was all this additional pressure where it may not have seemed like it, but they still had to answer to Bob Iger, right? And then when he finally tried to give the reins to Bob Chapek, like you said, still being around and people going to him instead of Chapek to validate the things that had to be done, I think was a detriment to why we look back unfavorably at Bob Chapek. I do think that if he was given full reign, that he would have made changes that people wouldn't have been happy with, but that's been the Disney company the last 2 decades. That's
been any company their whole life. Not everybody can agree on everything.
That's true.
Somebody's gonna be upset no matter what you do.
Right.
And just trying to minimize the amount of people being upset.
Yeah.
It's your whole job, probably.
But I do think that regardless of, like, I feel like all of the stuff that Bob Chapek was trying to implement was still implemented.
Right.
You know, over the course of the last several years, it just no longer had his name attached to it. And
Right.
the stuff that instantly sank, they immediately tied to him to try to wash their hands of the whole situation,
Right.
allegedly. But
He's doing fine. He's got lots of money.
oh, I'm sure. So now I think you're right when you say that in order for the Disney company to move forward, Bob Iger does have to take a step back and just be completely disconnected from the process.
Yeah, step away.
Like-
He needs to be not connected with the Disney company.
And I'm sure that the board will not let him do that. And I think that was the problem with Bob Chapek. I want to say that it was the board that told him to
Because
stay
they're
on.
cowards.
And that might happen now because if there's co-CEOs,
Right.
they're going to need somebody to lead them and to, you know, whatever. And so if he stays on as chairman, I think you're right. I think they're going to run into the exact same problem.
Right.
And I hope they have some kind of contingency plan this time around because Josh D'Amaro, I can't speak for Dana Walden because I've heard her name in the company, but I don't, like, she's not the face of the company, at least not for Disney in any way. Like, I don't see her like as part
She's
of
not an
presentations
outward
and stuff like
facing
that. Exactly.
person.
Whereas Josh D'Amaro, he's almost universally loved by Disney fans, right?
Disney
he's,
Parks fans.
Right. He's got a huge fan base that already knows who he is, that's already familiar with him, that
They got weird nicknames
they
for
got
him.
weird nicknames for him. So I have a feeling that this time around they're going to try really hard to not put like a sour taste in people's mouths when
Right.
it comes to Josh D'Amaro, because they want to make sure that at least he can succeed with the parks and everything
Right.
going forward. Will there be changes? Yes. There's going to be more changes. There's going to be more increases. There's going to be all that stuff because it just happens yearly now.
I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he'll change it.
Or for the next 5 years, he'll just say we're working under Bob Iger's plan. You know, and he
Right.
could. It could be the way that the company, like, allegedly, you know, gets away with it, or
Right.
does what they want to do. Who knows? But the idea of having co-CEOs is very interesting. I don't know, like, what the legitimacy would be for this, because they just said that it was like insiders were speculating that
Right.
this was happening.
It's very
'cause,
much just hot goss right now. Nothing anything concrete.
maybe we could text Bobby and ask him and see what he says, and if he wants to share, come on the podcast and just talk about it. And, like,
Sure.
listen, we said some things about you because, listen, you did some stuff, but come on the podcast, tell us how you feel. Tell us what your plan is, and when you say that Heyzen's going to be in charge of the Disney company, we'll all rejoice, and then we'll all be happy, and then Kaloo.
You know what? I'm still here tooting the bring back Michael Eisner whistle. I say
I'm
bring
sure
him back.
you're not the only one.
He's only 83 years young. He's got a pep in his step.
Yeah, he
I don't know,
was
he's-
very vocal recently about some of the stuff happening, especially when the Jimmy Kimmel things happened.
Good.
But
That's how you lead.
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how all of this shakes out, because I think we have 1 or 2 more years left of Bob Iger's contract before
Let's
they have
see.
to make an official decision. It's either 2026 or 2028. I don't remember.
It ends December 2026.
Okay, so it is next year.
So we have a year and change of old Robert
I mean, I'll do it.
Aloysius.
I'll do it. I'll throw my name in the hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I got other stuff to do, but if I could just install a
Then you
couple
probably-
3D printers in the office while I'm running the company and just print.
Yes, you'll have the time to do 3D printing as the CEO of one of the biggest companies
you just
in
have
the world.
make time. You just have to figure it out, schedule it in, and then you got a secretary or an assistant or somebody that helps you with that.
And you can go take a shower in the office shower.
In the office shower, you can go into the office potty because there's one in the office as well.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff. I wouldn't have to leave. I can 3D print. I can run the company. There's
do the podcast right from
do the podcast
office.
from the office. They have a nice little desk and everything. I have much more space for stuff.
I guess we could all record in person. If you get the
office would be big enough. We could do it. It'd be fantastic.
Of Podketeers, the official podcast of the CEO of the Walt Disney Company.
Damn right. Damn right. That's how it's going to go down. All right. So next year, we're going to.
All right, Heyzen, when you're CEO, I'd like to be in charge of merchandise, please.
And I will fund all of your Indiana Jones ideas. All right, Mel, any closing thoughts on this co-CEO thing?
I know I didn't talk much. I pretty much agreed with a lot of what you guys are saying, and I'm actually curious to see how it plays out. I mean, at this point, anything new is welcomed, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. When I run the company, it's going to be different. So much different.
Sure.
Heyzen for Disney CEO. All
I'll
right,
make
that's it.
posters and everything.
That's where we're going to wrap it up. Andrew, tell us about your shirt before we close
Oh,
out.
my shirt. I put on a Muppets shirt because I had the Muppets comics. This one is from the last D23 Expo. It says moving right along. What does it say there on the bottom? The Muppet movie. This was a Muppet movie anniversary shirt.
Nice.
Woo! Moving right along there. It's got all Muppets in the car.
Went a little Mrs. Doubtfire there for a second.
Help is on the way, dear.
Can I tell you, when I saw the shirt, because I only saw like half of it, it kind of looked like It's a Small World. Like
it very much does look like it's a Small World, but with Muppets in a car instead of kids in a boat.
I love it.
Very much so.
Fantastic. All right. Quizneyland will be up this week. I should have posted it. Andrew sent me a file, and I forgot to post it. So
that's okay. It'll be let's see. The episode that should have come out before this episode. Well, it'll still come out before this episode.
Oh, it will. And by the time that you're listening to this, it'll already be posted.
It'll be posted. I believe this is this one. It might be, if I'm reading this right, it's about Muppet Babies, Star Wars toys, Touchstone films, and Disneyland. Let's see. It may be that. If not, that may be
we'll go
hint
with that.
for the one. I think it's that one. I think it's that one.
I think it is.
That's whatever. It's going to be that one.
All right. That's it. Remember, teamboatwilly.com. Help us out. We're trying to raise $1,000 to find treatments and cures for cancer. We hate cancer. We're trying to help, change the world little by little. And if you make a donation, you might get something from us as a thank you. So, teamboatwilly.com. Check it out. Join the team. Help us raise money. Make a donation. That's it. Until next time. Keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.
Heyzen for CEO.
Woo, woo, woo.